Hello everybody, it's Rita with Elite Housing Experts. Welcome back to my channel where we are enjoying life in today's economy. I hope that you all had an awesome weekend. But today is back to business. So I have a few pointers and tips for you, and today's topic of discussion is your resume sucks. Okay? Now let's fix it because, I'm here to help you, not harass you. So let's talk about what's in a resume. A resume is a short, analytical, snapshot, brief but detailed literary work about yourself. I'll have another video as far as does your resume pass the 10-second test. Basically, you have 10 seconds to capture your reader's attention in your resume. So that is what it serves the purpose of doing. So the first thing I want to address is your contact information. Got some notes here. Your contact information, it needs to be updated, valid, and you need to check your emails often. So the first thing that you should see on your resume is your heading, which should consist of your name, your valid contact information, address, and an email. So, and what I also recommend is to bold your headings, whether it's a black or a navy blue ink. Just stick with something really basic and contemporary, but make the font larger, slightly larger than the rest of the text in your resume, because that's definitely going to jump out at you, but you don't want it to be too overpowering. So definitely bold your contact information. Your name, please make sure that you're using your government name, not an alias. So my name is Sharita Pate, so my name would be Sharita Pate or Sharita L. Pate on my resume. And then your contact information. This is so important. Please make sure that you put a valid phone number on your resume. Something that you are going to check and check often, because if an employer calls you, they're not going to email you 50 million times or call you 10 million times. So make sure that you have your contact information up to date, and make sure it can be either your cell phone, which most people have cell phones this day and age, because I know mine, it pretty much, stays on my hip. But if it's your house phone and you don't answer your house phone, don't put it on your resume. Put a number that you're going to answer. Your email, it needs to be a professional email. So if your name is John Smith, you can put johnsmith@gmail.com or yahoo.com or whoever your server is. But sorry guys, pretty young thing, 2016 at gmail.com. Yeah, that's probably not an email that you want to put on your resume. It just doesn't look professional. It's just not a good look. And the other thing I want to address is telephone. Believe it or not, your telephone actually has etiquette. So you don't want to do or say something on your voicemail that could potentially turn a resume off. When I say telephone, turn an employer off. When I say telephones, I don't know if you all, do the ringback tones, but no one wants to call someone that is looking for a job and they hear, get down on it, like, no, a standard ring, ring, ring will do. That's good. That's all you need. Just give me a ring. Just give me a buzz. You'd be surprised at how many people I have called and they have some crazy ringback tone. Trust me, nobody loves, I love everything from top 40s to Kanye West to Rihanna to Willie Nelson. Yeah, I listen to a little Willie Nelson too every now and then. I listen to, some of everybody. But nobody wants to hear that when they're calling me. So nobody wants to hear your music, so take it off. Your telephone voicemail greeting or setting options. If you're like me, I'm not really a fan of how I sound recorded. I just do it because if you have jobs that you are either doing a lot of talking, such as, consulting or, property management, hint, hint, it's a very front-facing business, so you do have to be a good communicator. So definitely tweak your voicemail settings and your greetings to make sure that it is something professional. and that you're speaking very clearly and very slowly. But if you prefer to use a default, make sure that it has your phone and, of course, your valid contact information. So we talked about the phone, the emails, and making sure you have valid contact information on your resume, and your voicemail etiquette. Say no to odd fonts. Don't use fonts like Gothic and calligraphy and the script and the curly letters on your resume. It's just confusing, and it kind of makes it look like your resume is all over the place, kind of like you don't know what you're doing. So just stay away from odd fonts. The Times New Roman is fine. Stay within a 12-point font, and that'd be good enough. When in doubt, use Times New Roman. Structure and format. Make sure that your resumes are structured. There are a lot of tools and free apps and software that are out there, even on the internet, that you can download templates to structure your resume, because you definitely want everything to kind of be organized. You don't want to just write name, address, like bullet point all of your job experiences, education, accomplishments, skills. Tailor your resume to the correct structure of how it needs to be. And if you're not sure how to do that, hey, hint, hint, you can always, shoot me a quick email or inbox or give me a ring and say, hey, I need some help cleaning up my resume. I'm okay with that. But there is a lot of free information out there on the internet, so definitely take advantage of it. Also, with the structure of your resume, make sure that when you save it as a PDF. The reason is because if you're sending it as an email attachment, if it's saved as a Word document, depending on what operating system someone is using, it could be Windows or Mac, the way it opens, it may kind of shift the template so it's all over the place, and it's really not clear to read. So definitely save it as a PDF. That way everything is clean, it's formatted, and people can't just copy and paste and grab your information off of there. And so it's a quick formatted version of your resume. I know this next one is going to sound really crazy, but in my years in property management and recruiting, I have seen some really strange things with resumes. Don't send selfies. Just don't. Like, especially the ones in the bathroom where you're like, hey, and post. Don't do that. Let the interviewer find out what you look like once they meet you, because that will definitely probably run them off if you send a scary selfie attached to your resume. So unless you are applying for like a graphic design work, position where you're required to send samples of your work or websites that you've done, or a modeling gig where you want to send headshots, then yeah, photos are appropriate, but you don't need to send a selfie attached to your resume. It's okay. Less is more. Too much content. People are lazy. They don't want to read. You all probably don't want to sit here and watch my video, but you're watching it anyway. But definitely the purpose of your resume, like I said, is to give someone a quick snapshot, detail, just snippets of information about you that are relevant to the job that you are applying for. So give them the meat. Give them what they need. And then you don't need to explain in detail on your resume on paper every single job that you've had, from brushing horses in the stable when, as a summer job when you were 13, up to working your way up to a regional vice president. Keep it specific, but, explain all of that once you get to the interview part of any relevant skills that you have obtained in the work industry and how it can be applied to what you're doing now. So definitely watch your content on your resume, because most of the time people don't want to sit there and read a 10-page resume. Literally, I had someone send me a 10-page resume, and I wasn't trying to be nasty, but I deleted it. She could have said, hey, I'm a billionaire, I'm a CEO of a company, but I'm like, it's too much information. I don't want to read it, let alone print it. I try to go green and save my ink. So Needless to say, that resume got booted out. So sorry. And this next one, proofreading. It might sound like it's obvious, but please proofread your resume. Nothing will damage your resume than grammatical errors, spacing, misspelled words. I know that I had to struggle to proofread my resumes, especially, I'm sorry, not my resumes, my papers, especially in college. My professors would always tell me, "Oh, Sharita, you write beautiful papers, but please proofread." I'm like, "No, I don't want to proofread. I stayed up all night, trying to crank out 60 pages in a matter of 12 hours. I'm tired." No, you read it, but please proofread it, because you might check something or see something that you didn't see before. So type it, check it, spell check it again, type it, read it, but proofread as much as you can. And last but not least, do not lie on your resume. Don't lie or exaggerate or stretch the truth. You'll lose credibility, and you'll just look like a liar. You'll just look like a liar, and people don't want to hire liars. People don't want to work with liars. And so automatically employers will think, hey, if they'll lie, cheat, and steal their way into the company, they'll lie, cheat, and steal from me. Why would I want to hire them? Guess what? They're not. So if you didn't get your master's in mass communications at NYU, don't put it on your resume. If you don't have a CAM license, a community association manager license, don't put it on your resume, because people have ways of verifying that. Don't lie on your resume, period. That's just a general rule of thumb in life that we should apply. Not everybody does, but hey, that's a horse of a different color. And that's all I have for you all today. But certainly, last but not least, I do want to leave you all, of course, with my motivational tip. And it is hustle until you no longer have to introduce yourself. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, click, post, and pin Elite Housing Experts Enjoy Life in Today's Economy to all social media platforms. Until next time, peace.